Hello, it's EVJ and I'm here with a Temu haul. So these are a couple of things that I had selected to check out. It consists of tops and some eyelashes and 3 belts. So I'm going to be showing those. So as well as purses. I got 2 purses. I had gotten 2 of the same design purse but 2 different colors. So here we go. So I had this in a bag. That's why it's so hard for me to get out of the bag right now, but they're getting there. They're really cute small bags, and so again, they are the same design. They're just 2 different pattern colors. This is the first one. So she comes with they're both handle bags, as you can see. Look, right? Isn't she nice? And then they don't have any pockets on the inside, and it's a 1 zipper. This one is a gold chain. And then on the inside, it's just black. And then this is the handle for it. These buckles happen to be square. So, like I said, it is a 1 zipper. The detail on here for this one, for the end sketching, sewing, it's this. It finishes off as a smooth, almost rose gold finish zipper, so that's pretty neat. Because this one's not matte on the finish on this buckle, it's a shine, whereas this one, it's, if you can see it on here, it's not. You'll see that? You'll see that difference of this bottom and top one? So this is the first one. So it is a pink with bottom undertone like maroon wine red. So I really liked it. I was like, I think I can make this go with many different colors, so I have selected this one. And then I had liked it so much that I also got it in red. And I don't really use a lot of the color red in my wardrobe, but I said if I start to have more to select from, I would need to accessorize with it. So this is a red handbag that I got for myself. Again, this is the size of the bag. It is also red on the inside. And this is more of a almost brick red, which I love. So a brick red is a lot like a brown red, more honest in color, I think, than just a bright red like a primary color. And again, it doesn't have pockets on the inside. It's a gold zipper as well for this purse. And then the square buckle. This detail is also the same in color than the other purse from what it was. So I got them both. I'm very excited to use them whenever I do. Pink and red. Okay, so let me put these back. Not inside the bag, but back over here. I love new purses. Like, I just love purses in general. But I think, like, handbags are so much easier to carry, and just shoulder bags in general. So I really enjoy that. I got 2 glitter finishes on this Temu app. So it's an application, and not sponsored, this video. But it's an application. It's a lot like Wish, if you had ever used the app Wish, where you just do online shopping and it's prices that are pretty low. So again, these are two gold finishes that I had selected. One is more of a gold champagne and the other is a silver. Those are the two colors that I had gotten. This is the packaging for it. It's called Fatine Chic. So I got it in the shades 02 and 03, 2 and 3. So I say glitter finishes because they're a glitter spray, and although they don't work too well for the price that I had gotten them, which, sorry, I don't have the prices in front of me, or else I really would share those, because this packaging is so cute. Okay, so this is the color. This is the color 02. And she looks like this. Isn't that nice? A little spray. I love me a little puffer. And it did come with the protective plastic silicone thing to to cover this when it came in the packaging brand new, and I had like first opened it, but I had already looked at it beforehand to like look at its quality, right? Because the boxes are so cute. We love little pixel items, which is actually my username chosen in this year 2022, but it's 0.23, so it's pixel with a capital X 0.23 username for just your little real lifetime character personality. So this actually looks a little bit rose gold through this camera, but once I do it on my skin, I don't think it's that similar to what it looks like with this lighting, at least. So let me check. So the reason why I had said I wanted to test the quality is because it's not really that stick on. It's just more of a loose glitter, but it's so cute and like miniature look. This is like a regular finger. Adorable. Okay. So I'm gonna spritz. It's like I said, let's go. Did you see it? Did it? Can you hear it? It is a little puff. Like I said, that it's doing a little air puff. Ugh. And it being like a loose powder in this containment, it's so, it's a lot harder to, oh, you seen it, to have consistent, I guess. So that's a lot of sparkle. Okay, so this is the finish that it gives off. Oh, I guess so. This is the one I had said that looked silver to me. So it looks silver. See, not that much had stayed on the skin on top of my hand, but that's what it looks like. Okay, so that was the shade 02. Now for the shade 03, which is more of the rose gold. So this one, the finish is more silver, and this other one will be rose gold. Okay, so again, it's the same packaging. Came in this box. And this is the little puffer for it. How cute. Okay, so it is, again, the same packaging as the other one. it has a little plastic lid over here. You just gonna pop off for it to fully be of use. And it's so cool because it has this little, where's the camera? This side, that side, this side. A little cut indenture right here for it to fit onto the full packaging of what this is. The little perfume containment. I love it. It's little glass and it's heavy. Look. Okay. I guess so. Let me try on the inside of my arm. Okay. This one actually is coming out a lot better than what the other one had. Ooh, okay, I actually got it. Y'all see that? That's gold right there. Spritz. Happy New Year, by the way, and happy holidays. Happy Central Time New Year. But again, happy holidays. Okay, so those are the two, 02 and 03. 02 is the one that looks rose gold but finishes off as a silver. And 03, which finishes off as a champagne gold, which looks silver. So I thought those were actually very great for the price that I had paid. Again, I think they were like maybe about $2 each. But I love glitter. I love the colors I had chosen. Very fun effect to do for your skin. And some of this got on the clothes, I think, but I guess we'll see. So me, personally, I do want to start wearing some more of longer skirts because I love me a good jean and leggings and such, but mostly I think I kind of just want to go for that look of just a longer skirt in general. So I got accessories, meaning like the belts that I mainly really wanted to do this order for, to combine with on like a later time when I have again a bigger selection. This is like my basic of color wheel that I selected for this new decision that like I had made. Okay, so I'm going to also show the eyelashes that I had gotten. Again, this is all based off one app, so I got these eyelashes and they look like this. Aren't they pretty? They are a pack of 5. Oh, sorry. This is 3, 6, 9 of 9 pairs of eyelashes. They're a pack of 9. And now I'm going to go on to show you these belts. I only got 3 belts. They're in the color gray, black, and black, and white. I love me a buckle, okay? So like I love me a buckle just because it's such a nice detail and I'm a big detail person. So I'm gonna show you the ones I got. I'm gonna show you the black one I got first. So I believe for women, I may be mistaken, okay, but this is at least the way I mostly wear my belts whenever I wear a belt on top of like whatever I'm wearing. So this is a black belt and it looks like this. And it's actually, so this is faux. So this is faux leather that I am showing you. And this is not exactly a yellow gold from the finish that it's giving from the paint. It does shine off, so it's not a matte belt on top of the leather pattern. It gives a little bit rose gold, but that's just for my eye sensitivity. I'm just giving my review on the things that I seen. But I think on the picture, yeah, the reason I had selected this is because on the picture on the website, it had shown that this is the actual finish of what the belt looks like in real life. Because I wasn't really, I was looking through the reviews as well. So this is the finish that it gives off. It's not actually yellow. It's a little bit pink if you can see that. I think it's nice. But so this is the strap for it. It looks a little bit heavier, the leather, than what it is. This is the pattern on it. It's pretty asymmetrical of cut, so it's not like bad quality or anything. This is, I believe I got this in a size medium. These should all be mediums. And it only has one insert for whenever you put it through. So I'm going to do that for you guys. Okay, that's the second button. Yay. So that's how you would put it on. Isn't that nice? Right? Like with a jean skirt, with a long jean skirt, like below, that covers your ankles and stuff. That's what I am trying to accessorize. Like this is what this haul is really for that like pencil skirt, flare, outfit combination in this weather. For events and like stuff like that, because I think like one or two tops that I had gotten are for more of occasion staple pieces, just because they're simple colors. So this is the black accessory belt that I had gotten to just have and like choose if needed, and I'm about to show the gray one. So especially look, actually I don't think, no, I did see this before I had gone through with my submission of paying for my order. This print on the belt is actually very similar to what my purse color pattern cutout leather is. But this is black, this would be red, and then like the pink. But remember, this is a little bit of like the wine, and this is more of a brick red, like two different types of red. And it's the same type of shine, so they're both so all three items are shiny and not matte. And this one is black for the belt, but I did notice that without intention of having these the same cut pattern for the prints of faux leather that I've gotten. Okay, and I got a gray one. So for the belts, I got this black one, this gray one, and also a white and black one. So this one is already buckled in. Here you go. This is what she looks like. Isn't she nice? I had really liked this pattern, and like I said, I was looking through reviews and through the different the different photos that they had on their website, on their app, for the options that I was looking through. So this is the gray one, because I was like, okay, you know, long skirts, you're gonna have your jean selections, and then for different material ones, because I am going to learn how to use a sewing machine in order to, you know, be able to thrift. Oh, I'm sorry, I have like two I have two nails that are off right now, so sorry about that. Anyhow, I'm going to learn to to use a sewing machine so that I can thrift pants that are much too big for me, and then just cut out and then sew into my pencil skirts, right? So that's why I was like, oh, I need to accessorize. I need to have options to have different outfits in my closet. So this is a gray belt that I chose to include in this haul. Okay, and the detail in buckle, they're about the same size. If you want to ask about the little belt collection, I guess I'm making up, because again, I said I love buckles, I love detail. Well, they're really loud pieces, you know, like when it comes to things like earrings. I love the whole balance in outfits whenever it comes to the accessories, when it's a metal or a certain color, right? Depending. But they're the same, about the same size of buckle. This has a little flower. I think that's what I had remembered that I left out in detail, which I think is very cute. They're very like feminine accessories for someone to wear. I think I would consider myself to be a girly girl a little bit in my adultness. Okay, so again, this is my well, not silver. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my makeup, and I had done a little bit of a darker set of colors today. But you know. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking like, oh, so I have a lot of blankouts. I also believe I speak too much sometimes of what I've been told. In case you guys are actually looking through my haul times, which I'm gonna do a get ready with me soon when it comes to makeup, because I love doing things like that. Because of me being a girly girl, I had done a lot of studying of my own face to be able to do makeup in the way that I enjoy for myself. I have had other people do my own makeup, but that's just an active interest of mine. Okay. So this is the buckle of this one. It's a lot more simple, I think, because it doesn't have a bigger piece right here. It's more of just a rectangle. The other one also had a flower, as this does, if it'll focus. Well, basically this is the flower, and these are like the two leaf branches that would come out of it. Oh, and it's like ribbed detail on the actual strap. So on the bottom it's black, and then right here it's the gray, and it's like two or three different shades. This is kind of feels like a 3D printout, because it's like it's detailed, like pretty nice. I wouldn't know the exact title of finish on this because it is faux, right? I wouldn't know what to call it, but it's very nice. It's very realistic. That's the concept of the things I selected. So again, it goes on with the gray color wheel on the here because of the silver. It gives it a nice highlight catch eye. I love using old phrases like that. Just, you know, random, actual, common talk. Or conversations more of, say. Because, again, phrases. And then this is the third belt that I had chosen. It is a white, black, and silver. And the buckle on this is a little bit bigger. But ain't she nice? Okay, so this has this insert is a little bit more up front placed than the other two. The other two were more of like the almost 2 3/4 of inches from the actual buckle. This one, I guess so, because it is bigger in size. It's up here closer, but instead, some buckles come with 2 and others come with one of these like sticks. I'm sorry, I don't know the terminology and complete for certain accessories. I just know I like them. But actually that's something I'm going to further like educate myself in sometime soon, so not that serious, you know, especially if you've made it this far in this video watching. I'm sure you like are appreciating enough anyhow. So this is silver, black, and white. And there is beading on the actual buckle itself, whereas the other 3 don't. So these are the 3 belts. So these are 2 a little bit more of simple, which is just the metallic that it has, the metal that it has, or whatever you want to call it. This has more of detail on it because of the rhinestones, and then these don't because it's just a color. But again, I really had liked this one, which is the only reason I had chosen it, because would it have been a yellow silver for the really big shine that this black color gives, comparing it to like the designs on these other ones, I probably wouldn't have, just because being that they're only belts, they're supposed to be really neutral, because again, I'm shopping for a for like an updated closet for the colder season, because I do a lot of layering, and with longer skirts, with like the pencil skirts, it's so cute whenever someone does that. Especially long sleeves as well, like long sleeves and belts, like you want to be able to notice what color shirt or necklace rocks. You want to notice like the upper half of an outfit if it has the both accessory of a belt and a skirt. Like that combination in itself, you want to look at the completion of the piece and the balance, just because that in itself is a lot of attention. I'm really big on just staple categories. I'm using the word staple a lot throughout this video, and just ongoing for whichever sentences, just because the way that I speak on fashion is a lot of the seasonal wardrobe of closet. So that's the way that I compose the sentences that I use whenever it comes to things such as like the colors that I'm talking about on clothes, or again long sleeves, or the bottoms, or whatever necklace or earring that I may be talking of. That's the way that like I speak. I've been told plenty that I do very well the times that I had worked in retail. So I don't know. It's just the way it is. So okay, great. So those are the 3 belts that I have added onto my wardrobe. Yay! Okay. And again, only one of them like actually really matched in pattern when it came to the purse's different category of accessory that I had already shown to you guys. I already did the eyelashes, and now I'm going to do, I only got 1 dress, okay? Usually I love ordering dresses, right? Because they're so easy to just like slip on and just walk. I guess maybe that's why I kind of want to let go of pants, at least denim pants, for a while. I don't know. But you know, fashion, it changes all the time. So this is a color wine brick red because it's a little bit darker, but it's not like, I guess it's kind of maroon. I don't know. People look at colors differently, so I think I mentioned earlier that I don't wear red much, right? Well, I don't have too many pieces in my closet to wear that are red. So I had tried with it being that jean skirts exist. Red would be such an easy, just complementary color to make something look a lot more, to make like an outfit with denim and red that just easily pops. So I had kept that in mind whenever I chose the red things that I chose, because that way I could just pair it again with some boots or something. I love making a boot, and again, it's a seasonal type layering, just because although I love me a pencil skirt, which is a category piece of a skirt, right? Because there's different lengths in the pencil skirt. I'm speaking of flares around the ankles, so they are pretty long. During the summertime, because of that, it may be of a outside comfort for myself. So I would wear some, you know, different items. So this is a long dress, and it's very simple. This is 3/4 of a sleeve. It's a long dress, so it goes, hold on, I forgot. Yes, this does definitely, because it's pretty long. It's already heavy material, which I don't know how to feel about because I haven't tried it on. And this type of material, because of how heavy and thick this is, it hangs and hugs your body figure very well. And because I haven't tried it on, I'm not really sure if the size is accurate to my shape or not. So that's what I'm wondering on, but I haven't tried it on yet. Okay. And again, this is cute. So these are like, well, actually no, this goes right past my wrist. So this is my wrist, and this jacket actually goes to where this first bracelet begins. That's where the jacket sleeve actually is. But for both sleeves are kind of shorter than what the average, I'm sorry, full sleeve would. So this sleeve actually flares out because from this point on, the material like circles, which causes a flare. in this instance with the design on this dress, it flares around right here, which is for measure. I'm gonna show y'all where I'm talking, the length I'm talking about. I also want to look at myself. I'm sorry, like, let me breathe. So okay, that's better. For measure. So this is about where my jacket sleeve is, like right here or something. So I'm trying to figure out where it would go. It would be right here, like in size about. So it would flare out to be, okay, this is how big my hand is. My hand is pretty big. I don't know, I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9". So my shoe size is a size 8 in women, and so I have longer limbs, I guess, so that's how it goes. So this is my palm, and this is me stretching out my hand. So this is my wrist, right? Like, this is my wrist. So the sleeve would go all the way. This is where my elbow is. This is my elbow. The dress sleeve would go, so elbow is right here, right? So it's like about an inch from below, like, my vein line, or the vein crease. I don't know what that part of the of the body is called, so I'm not even gonna attempt that much. Okay, so this is me being like symmetrical for you to like fully see where it would be as a dress. So y'all see my line, right? Like the crease of the veins, which is right here. Okay. So it would, if this is where my wrist is, I actually have a tattoo right on my wrist. So this would be pretty easy to figure it out once I, explain. So this is my wrist. This is me being symmetrical. Hold on. This is me being symmetrical. Me holding it frontwards that way. And this is flat out. So the sleeve on this dress, like if you were seamstress and you were like, okay, where do I have to cut off the fabric for this sleeve on the dress? It would be like right here, which is pretty fair. Look, hold on. Right there. So the sleeve is actually pretty long, and it flares out to be this length of where it is falling on my arm. So it starts stretching out in fabric around here, around mid of where my arm starts, and then it would go to that length, right? I guess I'll just keep my jacket off. It's so much moving. I guess I'm a little bit lazy. Oh no. Okay, so moving these boxes out of the way. Okay, so I explained the length on the sleeves on this dress. The fabric on it, which is, I also explained the fabric on this dress is It's heavier. So it's like heavier than like maybe other, as what maybe some other fabrics would be, like silk. Like silk is very thin, and like authentic silk and pressed on silk are both very thin in fabric. So this material in special is a lot heavier. Like one sleeve alone, let me show you. So this is what I just explained, how long it is, right? So this is how long it is. This is the length that would fall onto my arm from shoulder to where the sizing about right here would be, something like that. Again, I'm 5'9" for reference, and on the size on this, although it happens to be, I believe, Korean sizing or Chinese sizing, it should be Korean sizing, because I think that's more of like worldwide central sizing rather than China sizing. Again, I might be wrong. Don't be like, Mary first said this, because I did not. But I believe it's Korean sizing. And I chose a size 6. And I didn't know this would be the fabric. But it's very long. Like, it's very long. Okay, so these are the sleeves, right? Because, you know, like a sleeve of anything is going to start on the shoulder. So these are the sleeves. And then it goes from like bosom, which is like a woman's chest area, which kind of ends here, which is your waist, because on a woman it's like her waist, and then it goes like to her hips. It's like her waist, which is like right, it should be somewhere above the belly button, and then it goes to hips, and then it's like, you know, the rest of measurement of what a woman figure is. So this, it gave me a notification, low on battery. Anyhow, so this would be about the waist. So this is like about the stomach area. So somewhere around here. Ugh, I might be tripping. I'm sorry. Maybe I had to cut too much of the fabric to show you guys in size. Darn it. Okay. Well, I guess let me actually show you the cut out of this dress anyhow. So it is definitely down to the ankle. So let me say that before I like fully explain how long this dress is. So these are the shoulders of where it would go. I'm sorry, I have visit over, so you know, you guys excuse if you hear too much. But these are where you would say the collarbones would be about, because it's like a U cut. These are my shoulders. Hold on. Where's my neck? Let me center my necklace as well. Okay. Sorry, just everything gets tangled at the moment. Wouldn't you say? Okay. Well, now that this is more situated and centered, okay. So I'm gonna show you now the cut of this dress. Again, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get into like getting more knowledgeable on like fashion and cuts and titles to speak more clear on this. Well, not on this. I'm gonna make a podcast and just speak on a lot of things at some point. But I know I'm very passionate when it comes to things like fashion. So I understand that maybe the lingo I am using might not be too precise sometimes, but it is what it is as of right now. So this is, again, I'm 5'9". I got this in a supposed size 6 Korea. And the sleeves do flare out, and again, this is a heavy material. So around right here, there's even extra weight on the ends of this. So you have to take that into consideration whenever it's like on somebody. Again, I love me different things such as like buckles and cutouts and colors. So that's me, piXel.23. Okay, again, just a character username, not anything in special. My birth social date year is 2001. So this is the cutout of what the dress is. Let me try and see if I can move so that you guys can kind of see it better. Okay, so okay, so let me extend this. So it would go kind of like this, right, on it. So because this is so majorly cut on top of where the sewing, I know I have a different accent than what some maybe other people would. So like in the construct of what different dresses is and just fabrics and materials when it comes to clothing, there's different cuts to create different different designs, right? So some of them are pretty basic, like you can have the basic looking hoodie and have it like 7 different colors, or have one t-shirt and have it 8 different colors, but the design of it is still the same even if the colors are different. So the design cutout of this dress in special, it's not exactly like a t-shirt dress where it's just like a regular old t-shirt that goes below your knees, right? Like this is a completely different design dress. So it would cover hold on, I don't know if they know I'm recording, but I'm just gonna keep going and hope that they go. Okay, so this is being that it's like a U just because it's actually a deep back, like it has a deep back. So it's completely covering my collarbones in the front. So in the front, it's covering what is right here, right? And then in the back of the dress, it's cut out in a U, but it goes lower down, which is the opposite of the front design of this dress, which does definitely cover my collarbones. So it would be completely like that. And the reason that I say that it's long, because after that would be where like the waistline is. So from like that all the way down, look at that. See, there you go. That's a lot. So this is a long dress. but I thought it was very lovely cut from the photos that I had seen. Again, I haven't tried this on, so I'm not sure how well it fits me or not, because remember, you wear clothes. The clothes does not wear you. Um, okay, so I only got one dress when usually I'm off for dresses. Like, I love me a good dress to just like walk around in again, because maybe I do consider myself like a very girly girl. So that's what it is. Okay. Um, and I ordered this all at once. So it came in all at once actually. Um, except for these two, except for the two glitters, those actually came alone, and then the rest of my package order arrived like 2 days after or the day after. I kind of forgot. Um, so I got this shirt, right? And it's in the color green, which is actually one of my favorite colors. Um, so I got this in the color green, and I got this shirt just in case. Um, I'm sorry, I say a lot of again because I feel like I'm pretty educated in general when it comes to taste for fashion. So those are like my commas. I know I do speak a lot. So I got this green, and it's not exactly, no, never mind, scratch that. It is a primary green from the color wheel. Like the primary color wheel, I think it's only like 4 or 5 colors. It might be 5 because it's a circle and it's the color wheel. It might be 5, but I don't know. I didn't take art during my schooling, but only because I didn't want to be told what to do when it came to like the different sketches and stuff, when it came to like your higher up schooling, right? I was like, no. But that's just me though. I think maybe that's why I'm so late in the animation genre when it comes to art pieces, or else I would have been in there. But I'll like get to teaching myself on that more later too. Um, so this is also a long sleeve again because of the season that we're in. This is a long sleeve. I love layering, so although I don't have the exact jackets that I think I want to piece together in the outfits for the season, since we're barely getting into January, and January, look, I get cold very easily. I get cold very easily, and December actually has not been cold, at least not to me. And that's of points, which means January, and maybe so the month after, like February. I know, actually no, February is usually very cold. At least it has been to me the last couple of years. But February and January I still have, and probably the next 2.5 months after that, to where like it's still cold outside, because I don't really start getting warm until like maybe July or something. Um excuse me, my bad. Um yeah, I don't really start getting like warmer in temperature until like later in the second half of the year. But it this item, I'm sorry if I get like a little bit off topic or something. I might I might um I'm sorry. I was trying to look for water cuz maybe I have been talking too much. Um well, this is the green I was talking about, where it is a primary color in the primary Mary color wheel. So like this is like I have supposed slid black lipstick on my lips. Although for lipsticks, when it comes to black lipsticks, only so many are a genuine black. They usually come off as a lot more purple or like a brown than black itself, depending on the brand or whatever utilities of product makeup that you chose for your lips. I only know because I love me a black lip. That's just me though. But this is completely black, like my my bucket hats is completely black. So y'all can see that right there. And this is a primary green, so like compare the two and they're both true colors, as so they say. Okay, so this is a cropped top. So it's a long sleeve and it's cropped. This is, again, I got this to be a little bit more formal. In like Korean sizing, which I believe it's what it is, these should all be the size 6. Unless I just got like a medium or a small, but that's the way I had ordered it online. So this is, again, I got this to be more formal for like in a formal occasion, for a more like dress up events. I love being very like accurate with the things I wear to places that I happen to be invited to. So this is the shirt. It goes like this, right? And that says that it is a size. Does it have size on this? I know some, like, I don't remember getting too many things off of Wish, which is a similar app, because it's like cheap products, including like maybe some fast fashion. I don't know how like fast fashion Temu is, because it's actually not too cheap, depending on like if it's just like a random thing like office decor, where it's like, you know, moderate little personal things like miniature mirrors and things like those happen to be like reasonable prices. Like these glitter things, yeah, like I said, they were like $2 each. So it's not like they're 5 pennies or anything. You still have to pay for like the things you receive through the mail, and it's not like free mail. Like you're able to, it's not a bad app, but like it's not like janky or anything like that. That's just my review from it. And it's only about, again, piXel.23. Going back to like how you text someone, like the way you use your lingo, which is, you know, your common talk, your conversation talk. Being that English is not my first language, I learned through, I guess, so Old English, just because children's books are written that way mostly when it comes to English, you know, childhood books. So that is the green top that I got, and the back of this, it's so cute. So it is just a slip-on where you put over your head, and the collar on this is like this. It's cute. I love little collars like that, and like crew necks. crew necks are nice too, especially in the cold. Like I said, I layer a lot, which means like long sleeve on top of maybe another long sleeve, or like, you know, because like thermals and stuff exist. But like, and jackets, I love a long sleeve for the jacket. That's mainly what how the way that I always dress during the winter and stuff. Just because again, thrifting exists, and I'm a very big on material, which means like those jackets in the thrift store that are snazzy, I'm gonna be getting. If I go and I try to look for something, I'm probably gonna get something that's like nice regardless. Um, I love me a thrift store. Okay, so the detail on the back of this shirt is this. So it's two buttons. One is undone. The top one is already on there, and then it's like a little opening on the on the shirt. I'm sorry, I kind of blank out on words sometimes. So that's what it is, and this one is pretty long in sleeve, probably stops around right here. And yeah, so yeah. So I got this one. I think it's very cute. I haven't tried on any of the things I ordered, so sorry to disappoint, in case you were wondering, in case. And then I don't know what to show now. I love clothing, and I love sharing things that like go on through my head, like the outfit inspos that I get, because like obviously with the accessories that I showed you first, you're able to like already try and like decide what things would look good with one another. Sorry, I'm just really into fashion, so I like blank out. I grew up mostly around like boy energy, so you can only do too much by yourself. Again, black lipstick. Let's like appreciate this makeup look, I guess. And I'm tribal. Like, I wouldn't be able right now, due to respect of generation, tell you exact history, but I am indigenous, so like Texas, Mexico, that's all mine, which is why my accent is so different from like Spanish and English that I speak. So I'm gonna go on to actually show you, because I'm gonna go on and show you, you wouldn't know it, but this hair is synthetic. This is synthetic hair. I just have really thick hair, and like curly hair runs in my family, so that's why this is so realistic, which it is because it's mine. Okay, great. So because I did make a point of getting more red things inside of my wardrobe selection, I got two other tops that are red. But one of them is like, it has mesh on top of it, and it's black mesh, so it doesn't really look like it too much, but it's still a red for me, at least something that I can combine with like other things to make pop off, so it still counts. Like I said, this is a beginning season for me, like, because I'm barely starting to get cold outside. Like, I barely start to be like, oh, shiver. So it's a startup season for me in fashion, personally. This is the first red top that I got. I had shown in this video already one red item, clothing item, that's a dress. And then this is cropped, and it didn't actually look that cropped in the photo online, which is fine, but it was just a little bit of a surprise for me whenever I opened it. And I was like, okay, hopefully I can still make it work with the idea of the bottoms that I want to wear, because I don't actually have any like boyfriend jeans or mom jeans right now, which I could get, but that's just not what I was aiming to wear it with. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad whenever I put it on, whenever I speak about like the length of it. So it should be fine. But okay, again, this is why I was like trying to see if there was any water at reach at the second. So I had really loved the design on the front of this shirt. Again, it is a red fabric, but it has black meshing right on top of it, like it's layered with the black meshing. So the design on the black mesh itself, because it's bedazzled, and I love bedazzled things. My bubba got me a bedazzler for one Christmas, and I think I could still find the gun, but regardless, I made use of those gems. Okay, so I really had liked it because it reminded me a lot of the belt that I got, the gray one. I'll show it again for you guys. So this is the design on the belt, right? Like, it gives that Western tang, that old cowboy touch, the print. And again, it's faux fox. It's faux, which means it's not real. And this is the design on the shirt. So I thought that was very cute. I was like, look at her. Like, she's just out there shining. And I got the glitters for a reason. So, yeah. I think she's cute. And she has a little tank top. Look how it's actually on the original red from the inside before they added the black meshing on the top. Because they have it like two, like if it were two tank tops sewn together, except there's only one strap on it. So this is what it looks like. I think she's cute. So I don't know, maybe with like a jean jacket, or it would have to be with something, because obviously it's cold outside, so I have no idea how like that's actually gonna look once I do wear it. Because again, I just got like basic pieces, and I'm only calling them basic, although they have detail on them, because basic is like a purple t-shirt and like a black hoodie. Those are basic pieces because they're one simple color with no design, and they're just traditional like putty mud clay cutouts of like what the design booklet would be, right? So those are like basic things, like simple ingredients of what makes up a closet and a wardrobe. Again, that's what fashion is. Those are your basics. And then it goes on to, of course, like the seasons of whenever it's cold or rainy. And then if it's weather appropriate, which means basing it off of if it's windy or if it's like foggy. I guess so, not foggy, but like misty. That's what I meant to say, the word misty. If it's misty outside, or if it's like rainy outside, again, I don't know if I said that. That way you can, there's only so much you can wear with like certain rainy boots or rain jackets. I love me a rain jacket. But anyhow, there's like so many different categories and things to think about when it comes to like fashion. If you yourself are fortunate enough to have those thoughts, as I am so ever so blessed. So that's the first red shirt that I got in this order, and I'm about to show the second. Again, these are basic because the main, the not they, the THE, starting a new like pin to what the point of what this whole haul is for. Just because people like, this is my winter haul, I guess so. If you want to name it winter haul. So the subcategory of my winter Temu haul, even though it's not sponsored, is that the color wheel for this is the white, a brown, because I already have a very nice brown buckled leather, faux leather belt in my wardrobe that I use. So the staple pieces of what an outfit is inside of my wardrobe are belts and skirts, as well as long sleeves. So those three things, long sleeves, just because like, it's my winter haul, so I have long sleeves, fortunately. Long sleeves, long sleeves, pencil skirts, pencil skirts, long sleeves, and belts. Those are the three things that that are my staple pieces inside my wardrobe. Staple pieces meaning that my outfits, like if you take a picture of me and look at it, you're gonna be like, okay, there's many things to judge. One of them being her outfit. What catches your attention the most? That's what you would like think. Well, that's what I would think if someone were judging what I look like. I would be like, what are they looking at the most about me? So those three things, if I was wearing, that's probably what a person would look at whenever they looked at me. So for my winter closet wardrobe, going into the year of 2024, is pencil skirts, belts, and long sleeves. Those are the three things that make up my wardrobe. Those are my staple pieces. That's why it's called staples. Staple pieces. That's what I was getting at. That's slang inside of like the fashion industry. And I say fashion industry just because fashion is such a loose word, meaning that it's like it's something that we're fortunate enough to have. Again, sometimes I do have a stutter only because of my accent of and how like original it is. Again, I'm native. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm native, I have a stutter. So that's how I speak. As well as it's very formal the way I speak when it comes to things that I am passionate about, such as fashion. So, see, I have a bucket hat. It's a passionate bucket hat. Uh, so that is the first red top that I got, and I'm about to show you the second one. So, I mean, if you're following along this far at an hour and 16 minutes, within time of the haul in what I'm recording, remember that it is my winter haul. Those are my 3 staples. And so far, I do have a color wheel in what I decided to have my wardrobe in. So the colors being like brown tones, which, to be fair with you, I love me a brown. That's like literally, it might be like one of like my ultimate favorite colors. So I use a lot of brown and tans and just like skin tone colors for like makeup, for clothes, on my nails, like a chocolate brown or true brown. It's like my ultimate like nail color whenever, you know, if I get them either like gel or acrylic. So far for my wardrobe, I've chosen the colors brown, red. I have one green thing, which I usually actually don't have too many green. It's from the things that I wear, like I can remember maybe like one other green shirt that I've ever had. Even though it's one of my favorite colors, like it's a very good color to come, like true green, the true from like the primary color wheel. It's an amazing complementary color when it comes to hot pink. That's why I think about 2 years ago, they did like a summer pop up summer pop up of what like the average idea of what like summer colors are, and they did a very well spin off from like the usual like blue, like the different shades of blues and like yellows and maybe like a lemonade baby pink. Of that was about 5 years ago the idea of what the main colors that represent summer was. Like that was the generalized commercial idea of color wheel for the season of summer when it came to the fashion industry. That was what was shared from brands, and that's why it's commercialized, right? Because it was like they want to generalize it, so they're going to share it, and that's a more than a one company effort idea to be able to accomplish. So that's why I had labeled and used the word commercialized. So again, they made the switch over about 3 years ago or so, that I've personally noticed, because I don't you know, sometimes I'm busy. I'm sorry, I can't keep up with so much in the world sometimes. I mean, there's bigger things in fashion, that's all I'm gonna say. But from the things that I do definitely know, just because being that it's commercialized, it's easily trackable. It's like you know, this that's just how the fashion world goes. Um, so like as of 3 years ago, roughly, that's whenever I noticed that they, you know, did launch the new idea of that summer goes with a lot of bubblegum colors, which is a title category scheme of color wheel for the new fashion for summer of these previous and current year. Like, you know, you try to like if you were to go to Pinterest, which I love, you know, just because it's, I feel like me being an '01 baby, Pinterest is one of like one of the eldest apps for me. um I know like Tumblr, I'm anime girl with 3 R's if you want to look me up. I've been there since 2012. Originally was a different username on there, different blog name. My apologies. Tumblr is a blogging app that you're able to like repost other users' pictures and like post and such, and it's really neat. It's basically me. Also, I'm gonna get into like basic coding within the next like 2.5 years, so don't come at me with the way that I speak on technology, because I only choose to know and to spend my energy on like things that I want to, because you know that's a lot of knowledge to give unless you're receiving something back on it. And I don't do stocks actually, so I kind of lost out on that one. um because I mean, like, fashion and stocks, they're comparable when it comes to a graph. Simple as that. Like, you look at a line graph, you can trace the same things with fashion and stocks and business. That's why commercials and stocks, they go hand in hand. Obviously, you know, you have to pay for an ad for your new chain restaurant to be successful. So that's what it is. That's how I live my life. Don't know too much, but I I invest just enough. I'm in. Even though I am I'm Hindi, so, or Hindu. I do meditate. So whenever I put my comments in the air, they start with a U. So at least it's um okay. So I showed my first red shirt, second red piece in this haul. I showed my green. So one green, two reds. I'm gonna show you my third red because I got another red thing. I was like, I'm gonna dedicate to this because I've never, like, um in any season have I explored too much in like the red, like in the red tones, like maybe with makeup, but clothes themselves not too much. um Anyhow, like, I don't know if I tied up what I had just stated, but basically within the last 3 years roughly, fashion itself, which is combined of many different brands throughout the world, um have pushed through commercials and designs a slightly more neon, strongly based colors than what they were before, because before it was a little bit more of a like electric wave of colors, given that it was like the lemonade pink with all the different tones of blue. That's why it was electric based when it came to that color wheel. But the new color wheel of what summer is, it's a lot more like bubblegum, meaning that it's like hot pink, even though it's a pastel pink, but that's like their like transition from all the different blue hues, and then they kept the like the bubblegum pastel color from the pink lemonade from that color wheel, and then they had used that baby pink to use as the new title, but this is like a chosen title instead of just like a blue title, because blue is just a color. You can't, that's not like a made up title, that's like the actual title of it, because it's you know, you look back 7 years of what people were wearing during summer, and it's like different shades of what maybe the blues would be. Like this is a certain shade of blue, this is like a sky blue, which is a lot more of a matte color. This wall behind me, this is a gray blue, mostly gray, but with like blue highlight undertones. Like both highlights and the undertones on this gray are blue, so that's why it looks like that. But like an electric blue or an actual baby blue look completely different than these two types of blues. So like like you went in time back 7 years and you looked around at the different things and stuff that people were wearing during the summer, and the color wheel for the fashion on that has to deal with a lot of different color blues, right? And then like the baby pink, and like maybe one or two primary colors, like primary red. Like there was like a pop of like primary red because of like just random things, or like maybe like actual I don't know, like I'm sure there was like 2 or 3 other like good colors that I didn't mention. But anyhow, for this new trend of what summer represents when it comes to fashion, they gave it like a given title. That's why one of my new tags, like as a person, one of my new tags, which like a hashtag, like it's used to categorize, that's what a tag is. That's why one my now new, which is one of my new tags, is pixels with a capital X .23, even though it has nothing to do with any year. It's literally just a number, the 23, so don't worry about it. But it's pixels .23, new tag. Thank you. And I say new because it's definitely one of, because again, I've been myself inside the internet, using the internet since 2012, which is whenever Tumblr was very new. So Tumblr, and sorry, I'm gonna go off a little bit from this other red top that I'm definitely gonna show you guys, but I'm going to explain my a little bit of my geeky side, I guess. So since this is a fashion haul and I have to like now explain the way that I'm talking about things, since I happen to be really passionate about several things. Okay, so being the pixels .23 is my chosen given name. It's not that I had paid for any subscription and chose some username, right? It's that like I'm giving myself that username because in special I'm gonna get into coding, at least basic computer coding, within the next like 2.5 years. But okay, so pixels digital, I said don't come at me just in case, just because like I know where, you know, I know my knowledge. So so Tumblr and Pinterest in age are very comparable. So I don't have a year to give you on either or app. I I just know that they're very like within 2012, maybe earlier, or like in the works of, you know, whenever they were being made. But anyhow, I got an iPad through schooling back in 2011. I was 10 years old. So I was 10 whenever I first like got access to the internet and stuff. But I didn't actually get access to community, which is society's internet, until 2012, because it was given access of technology through schooling. So it was like a lot more filtered regardless, which I am in personnel thankful for. But okay, the way that I was exposed to, you know, technology and like the whole basic idea of like why I even want to start coding. Why? I love a blog. I don't know. I love a blog. Like, it's not even business based, I guess. Why maybe some people want to get into coding. It's because it's like business based, doing and tying with like stocks and all that, which again I'm not into. I'm passionate about different things that are like maybe somewhat similar depending on who you ask. But Tumblr is a blogging app, and Temu, which is where I got these things from, is a shopping app. So different apps like a Bible app or the clock app, you use your digital applications for different reasons. Being that me personally, whenever I was still in my main like developing brain stages at age 12, which is also whenever I had secretly, because it's outside my family norm, decided to be Hindi in 2012. Being that I was, 2012, I was 11. I was 14 whenever I was a freshman, because I'm in June. My birthday is in June. That's what I'm thinking of. So 14, 13, 12. So in 2013. In 2013, that's whenever I was given a little bit more of open access to what society's internet is, which is like the blogging and other communication apps. Yeah. That's the age that like I had first like got in there. So one of my first tags, which is what like this little mini side explanation is for, explaining what a tag is, which I guess you might like have the concept of understanding of what a tag is depending on what type of activities you do, right? Like if you actually do coding, obviously you know what a tag is, or like photographing. I know you know what what a tag is. So right now, like my actual like blogging tag is pixels capital X.23. Don't get it wrong. That's mine. You know, I am very like possessive over my things. And being that it's like the internet and such, like even more so. So Pinterest and Tumblr I did get in the same year, in 2013. I was 12 years old. And that's also whenever Snapchat first ever launched. And I know, you know, maybe you're like, no one uses Snapchat anymore. Well, maybe not other people you know, but some of the people I know, I still do. My original Snapchat name, which was in 2013, is just no underscores, anime girl with 3 R's. That's how it was spelled. All lowercase. Anime girl with 3 R's, because I was as well using Pinterest during that year, because that's whenever Tumblr, Pinterest, and Snapchat were all given to me in 2013, right? So my name is Mary Fur, right? Like, that's like my first legal name. So during this time, I had chosen Anime Girl with 3 R's to be my second tag, just because being that I grew up in a big household. I already had the tag as Star. Well, it's Star J, just because of my initials. It's Star J, JA, 2 Y's, because I mean, as my family tree has a tag from like back in 2004, maybe, about. So it's our last name, family tree, JA, 2 Y's. So whenever I was like maybe 7 years old, my first tag was Star J. And then in 2013, my second tag